Good morning. It's Wednesday, and we're going to get started. We'll let Ms. Walker get us started again today.
Good morning, guys. How are you? We sure hope you're hanging in there. We're going to write this number today in word form, 328. So think about how you would say the number 328. We would say
300,
28. And of course you have to write that using words in word form. All right, let's look at expanded form. Expanded form is where we take the value of each digit. So this 3 is worth how much?
300.
It's in the hundreds place. It's worth 300. Plus the value of the 2, which
20.
is 20, and the value of the 8.
8.
Which equals 328.
Okay. In a field, there are 589 daisies and 485 dandelions. How many flowers are there all together?
I saw that word just as you read it. All together helps me to remember I need to add 589 plus 485.
We're going to find the sum.
9 plus 5 is
14.
8 plus 8
16.
plus 1.
17.
5 plus 4
9.
plus 1.
10.
10. And we need to label our answer. How many flowers? 1,074 flowers.
Find the product. We're going to do this one quickly. We have 7 times 7 is
49.
and 9 times 12. To not memorize our 12s, we could do that too vertically. And let's practice that, Miss. Yes, Walker. Let's practice.
12 times 9. 9 times 2 is
18.
Carry that 1. Use that plus box. 9 times 1 is
9.
plus the 1 is
10.
10.
That's for if you're not have your not 12s memorized. That's a good way to go back and practice 2-digit by 1-digit multiplication.
You can also do 11 times 9, which is 99, and then you have to add one more group of 9, which is 9, and 99 plus another group of 9 is 108. So there's lots of different ways that you can get around it if you don't have those memorized just yet. 7 beetles, 6 legs, walking to the zoo. How many legs?
42
7 times 4
is 28.
28. If you did 7 times 2, you double it, then double it again for 4s. And then 6 times 6, we can use that half whole trick. It's 6 times an even number, so take half of that number.
Is 3.
And then the whole thing.
6.
6 times 6 is 36.
36.
Draw a shape with there's that word, 2 sets of parallel sides and no right angles. We learned about parallel sides on Thursday, didn't we?
Yes.
And so parallel sides simply, there's a clue inside the word parallel that tells us what parallel means. It means that those 2 lines will never touch.
Meet. Yes.
And we need to have 2 sets of those. So let's do a parallel set right there. And a parallel set right there.
And we have a parallelogram.
And no right angles.
A rectangle also has 2 sets of parallel lines, but it has 4 right angles. We don't want any right angles.
We could have drawn a different shape though.
We could have drawn a rhombus.
They could have been all equal sides and having those parallel sides, and that would have been a rhombus.
Yes. Okay, we're going to move right up onto comparing fractions. Comparing fractions. Get the paper up here. I'm having a little trouble here. Comparing fractions. Let's fix that paper back. And we can look at that. We have the same numerator, which is 1, and we have different denominators. We have a 3 and an 8. And what I like to tell them too is, if you had a candy bar, would you want to share with 3 people or 8 people?
I want to share with 3 people because I would get more candy.
You had the bigger slice. So we know that 1/3 would be greater than 1/8.
1/3 is greater than 1/8. All right. Louis took 2 hours and 20 minutes to complete his yard work. He finished at 1:15 p.m. What time did he start? This one's a little bit different because we have a finish time and then we have an elapsed time and we're looking for a start time. So let's write all that on here. He finished at 1:15. We don't know the time that he started, but we do know that he went for 20 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 2 hours. 1 hour, 2 hours. And I did that backwards because we're traveling backwards in time. We have a finish time and we want a start time. So we're at 15. What comes right before 15?
10.
And then before 10?
5.
And before 5?
O'clock.
What o'clock is this right here? What came right before 1:15?
12.
No, not
A 1.
1 o'clock. Yep. And then right before 1 o'clock would have been that 12 that Miss Powell was referring to. But 12 what? 12:55.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
This is a little tricky.
So we crossed that o'clock right there, and we went to 1 o'clock. But then right before 1 o'clock, we hit 12:55. Now we got to go backwards some more hours. What comes before 12? 11:55. And what comes before 11?
10.
10:55. So we started our yard work at 10:55. Now, 1:15 p.m. Did we ever hit 12 o'clock?
Yes, we did.
We hit 12 o'clock right there. So we switched from p.m. to
a.m.
a.m. This is 10:55 a.m. All right. Do you have anything to add there,
No.
Miss Powell? Let's move on down and let's worry about some money. So we're going to be counting how many quarters are in a dollar.
4.
25, 50, 75, a dollar. What about dimes?
10.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, a dollar. How many nickels?
5.
Ooh, if we counted by fives, we would have to count
20.
20 times to get to a dollar. How many pennies?
100.
Oops, I almost put a dollar. 100 pennies.
So, okay, let's move right on.
You have 14 small stickers on your desk. The chart below tells you the length of each sticker. Create a line plot to show the lengths of all the stickers. We have a tally chart here, and we're going to take these tallies and turn them into a line plot. So, what do you think we should do first?
I would start with our 1/4 and put our little dots, our lines above them and count them. I like to also another thing I like to do is I like to label over here. But 1/4, I'd go ahead and put a 4 over by that one.
You would put
I always put a 4 right here.
And make it into a frequency chart.
Yes.
Yep. So we'll put a number here in this column. We've got 4. What about on our half inch? How many should there be?
5.
5, and then 3/4.
2, and then we have none. Looks like on 1. The ones down here. Nothing over there.
So we have. I need to label this down here. What is this 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, and 1 talking about?
Length.
So underneath here, we need to write the lengths of the sticker. We always want to make sure we know what we're looking at when we're looking at a line plot. And then we're going to label these with X's. So you said we should have 4 on the 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to put 4 X's. And then on half, we have 5.
It seems like when the numbers are out there, it's much easier to read quickly.
And then 3/4
2
is 2. And so I believe that completes our sheet for today.
Don't forget that your lesson is at the bottom of today's
video today.
And we shall see you on Thursday, or talk to you on Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.